Tolerance, the ability to accept and to honor diversities of approach, is that rare, sublime quality which alone could impart a fusion of mind, heart, and spirit among all peoples. Look at the situation before us now. There are many dividing lines over which we can battle, but the conservative-liberal divide is as apt an illustration as has ever been. These hostilities ebb and flow in historic waves, and it seems we may be coming into a particularly intolerant peak. Think of when you were younger. Think of the dear friends you had, the warm and effortless affinities with certain aunts and uncles and cousins, even more immediate family, for that matter. They were so dear to you, so special. Such a love was there at the core human level, an ease and a pleasantness. Now you're older, and so are they, and you primarily know them these days through Facebook. Once frequent family gatherings have dwindled to once-a-year events, or less. It is more than apparent they're on the other side of the political fence. They know it about you. You know it about them. A once mutual respect has seemingly collapsed. You have literally reduced each other in your minds to treacherous fools who are ruining the world. Granted, it is not always this rabid, but what a common story this has become. Step back and think about it. It is not right. It is in fact irrational. Intolerance is irrational. Intolerance leads to breakdown and decay and damage. You loved that person before you knew this thing, but one facet. And now that love is somehow diminished. It's not right. It's certainly understandable. It's one of the flaws of human nature. Humans have the ability to overcome their lesser nature. Logic can get you there. Intuition can get you there. There is another duality we war over, by the way, but some other time. The point of all this is to remember that you were once charmed by that person. You loved that person. That's enough. They're good. That's enough. Don't forget we're all doing the best we can and assimilating information the best that we can. So now you meet again at the rare family gathering. The introduction is tepid and a little cynical from both ends. The embrace non-committal, a touch ingenuous. You're on to each other. But then you talk for a while. All the dearness comes rushing back. How refreshing it is. It turns out you're not actually on opposing warpaths. Just two people who fell under a temporary spell of delusion. That spell will probably work its dark magic again next week, but at least there has been a brief, tolerant reprieve. That clarity is the real truth. Be wise and remember it, even if they do not, and forgive them, because it is so easy to forget. Tolerance is the great unifier, the supreme gesture of goodwill that works like no other. It is the solvent that dissolves calcified hatred, stubborn anger, unrelenting pettiness. Think of all the troubles, all the discord, all of the clashes that ever gnaw at our equilibrium. What role does intolerance play in practically each and every scenario? It is a pivotal factor in the equation. It is a catalyst of misery. You may ask, well, am I supposed to be tolerant of a criminal? Yes, and no. Of course we cannot let people ride roughshod over the harmony we've worked hard to establish. There must be law. Societies do not thrive if anything goes, anytime, anywhere. We must recognize what lies at the root of that criminality, however. How did this person go awry in the first place? Intolerance always. Intolerance. Caste systems and hierarchies are a seeding event for later chaos. The greater than, less than mentality leads to privilege and underprivilege. The distribution of resources and access to opportunity becomes skewed and grossly unfair. The privileged add yet more layers of impenetrability to their fortresses. The underprivileged take to the streets and fight for whatever they can get. If you bother to look back far enough, criminality always has its origins in desperation, first imposed by inequality. Intolerance is the fuel that lights the fires of madness. It perpetuates mercilessly and exponentially. The cycle is broken only when people wisely choose not to reciprocate. That does not mean that they agree. That does not mean that the temptation to retaliate is not there. Sometimes tolerance brings great clarity to both sides. Sometimes the best that can come of it is a ceasefire. This is certainly preferable to ongoing war. If the attacks keep coming, defend what is rightfully yours, but do so with tolerance in your heart. This is a contradictory state most cannot manage. If we want to bring about peace in this world, there is going to be some inevitable awkwardness at times as we change our methods. If we keep on doing just the same, treating the symptoms of our problems as opposed to the underlying condition, nothing will change. Let us strive to become tolerant of the intolerant. That is one of the ultimate tests. This is just about as tough as it gets. If you can do so, the change you effect will be profound. You will be a shining light in this world, your single radiance canceling out the darknesses of many men. Let us aspire to this world-shifting quality, that we may keep this world and make it better.